Hi, how you doing? So we're going to do a quick introduction. So we waited a couple of days. So unfortunately, we couldn't get Julio yesterday. Hi Valentina, how you doing? Yeah, we couldn't get Julio yesterday because he had to actually have a test for COVID, which is incredibly unfortunate. But I've spoken to him, so he's going to join us very, very shortly. Let's just have a look. Let a few people coming in. A few hellos to say. How's everybody doing? Let's just have a little look here. Just wait for him to come in. This is great. Let's just have a look here. Good. I hope it hasn't been too stressful. Everybody at home today. Injuries just about starting to heal up as well. So certainly we'll be back training again soon. Probably tomorrow we'll try and get a session in if the leg is up to it. So we're just waiting for Julio to come in, and then we can get our interview started. Let me just have a look if it's come in here yet. Hi Carly, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Okay, let's just have a look. Is he in here yet? Julio's not live yet. Let's just give him a couple of seconds. It's great. People still coming in. How you all doing? Okay, let's just see if he's in. Is he in? Okay. Okay. Hi Victor, how you doing? So many of you joining from all over the place. Thanks, Carly. Feeling well actually. Yeah, getting better after the injury. Hi, Mr. Galvo. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. We'll be interviewing you soon. We'll get you in for an interview soon. I think that will be great. So Julio, are you in yet? Let's just have a look. See if he's come in yet. Otherwise, we might have to come in and restart. Let's just have a quick look here. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so he's not in yet. So what I'm going to do, whoops, cancel that. Okay, what I'm going to do, let me just see if he's come in yet. Okay. Hello Spain, how you doing? So a few people coming in, so Julio's about to come live with us. And here he is. Hi Julio.
Hello. Hello.
Good to see you. Yes, yeah, we've got you on. Let's just turn you off and just make sure I can hear you clearly. How are things?
You know, they're good. As best as can be, right.
Yeah, so you went to go and have the dreaded test. So what happened? Are you showing symptoms? What actually happened there?
Honestly, yeah, I've been showing symptoms for about like 2.5 weeks. Well, only one symptom really, but it's apparently one of the big ones where you lose your sense of smell and stuff. So
okay.
Yeah, I haven't been able to smell for a couple of weeks now, I guess. But besides that, I've been honestly healthy. I've been trying to stay active, working out as much as I can, you know.
So you don't feel like it's affecting you. You're just showing one of the symptoms.
Exactly. Yeah,
okay.
I could probably recall maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe getting a little like sore throat here and there. I started feeling something coming around, and maybe I got a little like nervous, so I started working out and like taking certain drinks, let's say like hot water with lemon, they say is good. So I've been drinking that every night, or as much as I can. So when I did that, immediately I saw a difference. The sore throat went away. Obviously the smell is here and there. It's still coming back slowly, but besides that, I'm healthy. I feel good. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're not really ill and you haven't had to be taken to hospital or anything. We're a bit worried there about you.
No. Thank God that's not the case.
Okay, I mean, so
it's sad. It's sad how serious it is. Like it's touching home everywhere you look. You know, a friend of a friend. You know, it's really affecting, and it's a serious thing. So we should really like take it seriously and just
Yeah.
settle down until it all calms down. You know.
So tell people, where are you from?
Tell people where I'm from. Oh, I'm from New
Yeah.
York,
New York.
United States. Yep, New
Uh,
York, born and
Okay.
raised.
So yeah, so New York's the sort of a bit like the
Epicenter.
epicenter at the moment. So
That's what they say. Yeah.
what's it like there?
Honestly, personally, I don't see much difference. Like I guess out elsewhere because I'm staying home. I'm trying to
Yeah.
follow the rules. Honestly, just going out for snacks here and there for the
Hmm.
weekly, you know, groceries. But besides that, trying to stay home.
So
Luckily, yeah,
how's it affecting your training?
it's definitely put a stop to it. It's affecting it 100%. I'm sure everyone else around the world is feeling the same. You know, it's kind of like
Hmm.
put a stop on everything. Like the physical activity, you know, most people are out of work as well, especially in New York. You know, it's put a halt on everything. Just trying to really adjust, but I really do see it affecting. There's nothing like stepping on a tatami floor. You know, those mats, they're one of a kind.
Yeah.
So I definitely miss feeling that. You know, yeah. I
I
stay
can imagine.
active though, but yeah, it's not the same.
So Thierry Mayo's on. He's saying you should come back to Finland.
Yeah, let me sneak out. I should definitely get out of here. I'm getting crazy indoors, you know. I like to stay
Yeah.
outside, stay active. Definitely, I would love to go to Finland again.
So
Not
are you actually managing to do some
what's
training at
up,
home,
Kathy?
or is your
Um,
training completely limited?
no, I'm definitely doing some training. Luckily, I have quite a, you know, big space in the backyard, so I'm able
Hmm.
to, you know, throw some kicks,
Yeah.
sit-ups, basically just moving around, you know, just getting some air, honestly. But
Hmm.
like I said, it's a difference. It's hard to not only find the motivation, but you know, it's hard to work out alone, really, if you know what I mean. It's when you're with a group, when you're in the Taekwondo class, it's
Hmm.
there's a feel to it where, you know, when you might feel unmotivated, your partner right next to you is gonna motivate you more. That feeling, you know,
Yeah.
it's definitely missing here for sure. But like I said, I try my best.
Sure.
Main thing I'm focusing on is my physical, I guess, state of body, I guess, because that's
Yeah.
honestly what all I can really do is I can't fight against anyone else. The best I can do is just shadow box. So I'm
So
really just focusing on sit-ups, you know,
yeah.
staying push-ups here and there, all calisthenic type workouts, you know.
It's funny. So we've interviewed quite a few people. Actually, I was having a look at the list the other day, and we've interviewed quite a few people in the last
Really? How
two
many?
or three weeks, maybe 14 or 15. So
What?
it's been quite busy, and we've been talking about the calisthenics training. Funnily enough, I do calisthenics myself, and
Right.
there's been a cross section of thoughts on how that helps. So, what sort of things do you actually do if you're in a limited space? What things do you do to train? What would your actual
Sit.
training be?
Honestly,
Hmm.
sit-ups. I love sit-ups. I feel like, yeah, the working out your core is probably one of the biggest things, and honestly probably the most overlooked aspect in the Taekwondo world, I would say. You know, no one really
Okay.
thinks about their core. You're thinking about your hands, your feet, your
Yeah.
speed, your power, all that stuff, but no one's really thinking about the center. And I feel like that's what I'm really focused on right now. And I know for a fact it's definitely helpful throughout the, like, for sparring. You know, after this
Hmm.
all over, I'm sure I'm going to improve. I'm going to be faster, stronger, just naturally focusing on the core. So I
So
feel, yeah, right.
let us talk a little bit about your sort of history in Taekwondo. How did your Taekwondo journey start?
I started at a young age,
Hmm.
5 years old. And honestly, my parents were looking for an extracurricular activity. And luckily enough, my dad's restaurant was located 3 stores down from Master Suarez's school, Queens Taekwondo Center. You know, so
Okay.
luckily we just happened to be close to one of the best, if not the best master in the States, you know. So
Yeah.
it was fortunate. So I mean, I'd like to say it was, love at first sight, but honestly, for the first 3 years, I was a mess in there. I didn't want to be there. I was always, crying, yelling, cursing, doing everything. I was a pretty like crazy kid as I was growing up. So honestly, yeah, at first I did not like it. Maybe around 13 or 14, that's when the light switched. I realized that I can actually make a career out of this. At least an athletic career. I didn't think about the business side at that moment. I was just trying to compete, see how far I went.
I've been tuning into a few of Master Suarez's lessons, and they look pretty hardcore. It looks like a lot of hard work going on in there. So
For
I'm,
sure, yeah, yeah.
I'm thinking you've had some seriously hard training then, if you've been there for a number of years. How long have you
I
been training there for?
Since I was 5, so now it's what am I, 20? So 23 years, going on 23 years.
23 years.
Yep, never
Gosh.
left. Yeah,
Wow. So
I'd like to
what
say,
dan grade
yeah.
are you?
Fourth degree, fourth
Fourth
time. Yeah,
degree.
yeah.
And do you actually go out and do any instructing? Do you go out and help, or do you keep everything within your school?
I try my best to, honestly, inside my school, I'm not the best, I guess, student. I don't help as much. I try, I only go to my as far as school, my school, I only go when I have to train. I don't help out as much as I should. But
Uh-huh.
internationally, I try to stay active. I try to do a seminar here and there where, someone's interested. They're always, I'm always open for it because I like training. That's basically my main objective, just to move and, display what, the few things that we learned throughout the years. So
Uh-huh.
it's always cool to travel and share the knowledge. But besides that, I've honestly kind of kept it within myself, trying to save it.
Yeah.
Soon the next step is to open up a Taekwondo school. So maybe there, all that stuff I've saved, all that knowledge, maybe it'll come to use then.
That sounds great. And tell us, what's your favorite part of Taekwondo?
Sparring, it's got to be. Yeah,
Okay.
like
So,
that's
so
always been, yeah. There's many aspects within the Taekwondo world, but sparring has always been my calling. It's always just we're like white on rice. I can't stay away. I try to do patterns. I'm pretty decent at patterns, but
Mhm.
it's not the same. It's you know
So
they
we're
say
gonna
when you yeah. What was
so
it?
we're gonna deem you then as a fighter, yeah, as you enjoy the sparring side of things. So tell us
Yes, sir.
about a few of the competitions that you've done and a few of the medals and trophies that you own.
Um, honestly, there are a few memorable moments. At the moment, I'm drawing a blank, but
Yeah.
been a
Well,
the
tell us
the first time I was
some of
a
your titles. Tell us some of your
titles
titles.
three-time world champion in
Uh-huh.
the ITF world, also three-time World Cup champion within the ITF, WACO Pan American champion,
Wow.
ISCA two-time ISCA world champion, and that's about it. A couple of times
Wow.
national champion here and there,
Yeah.
but
Well, that's incredibly impressive in such a
thank you.
short space of time to have multiple world championships. So at your school, everybody must look up to you.
Uh, you think no? Um, honestly, I'm rarely ever there. That could be the case, but I wish I was there more often so I could really take part in the people growing up or the people behind me.
Hmm.
But yeah, for sure, I feel that, and I definitely love that.
Yeah. And where has Taekwondo taken you in the world?
All around the world.
Yeah.
Like
Name
where hasn't it taken me? Honestly, it's
name
something that yeah. Name
name
some
some of your
places.
favorite places.
Oh, New Zealand has got to be top.
Okay. With
New
Mr.
Zealand
Trotter.
would with well, I didn't know him then in 2011 when I first went. Well, but
Okay.
it's a beautiful place. I recommend it to everyone. It's like another world. If you've never been, you should go.
Yeah.
Save up
New
some money
Zealand.
and just go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides New Zealand, I would say Spain. we went to Benidorm. I don't know if it was the whole trip in all or the city, but something about that trip was very memorable, and I'll never forget that. Benidorm was beautiful. Also, Riva del Garda in Italy in the World Cup. We went, I think that was 2008. That was amazing, beautiful.
And how does it work? Are you a sponsored fighter, or do you have to fund yourself?
I am at the moment thankfully sponsored by Mighty Fist. You know, they're awesome. They've been great to me. They've sponsored a numerous amount of trips, mostly the World Championships, all those international competitions. I'm fully sponsored, you know, with gear and trips and all that stuff. But besides that, it's all on me. You know, it's kind of tough being an athlete that isn't really government funded. You know, in comparison to other sports. But yeah, it's tough over here. It's tough in New York. You know, most people around the world, or some top fighters are able to just train from morning to night. You know, no worries. You know, you teach here and there, but it's also tough to, you know, to wake up at 7 a.m., go to work, you know, your day job, work 8 hours, then find time to work out. You know. But,
okay, so you work outside of competing, because a lot of the competitors that we've spoken to, that's their full-time job. So what do you do? What's your day job?
At the moment, unemployed, of course, just like the rest of
absolutely.
The rest of New York. We're all unemployed. Beforehand, I was working as a server, and before that, I was working as a chef. You know, I went to culinary school. I learned, you know, I went through all that stuff. I worked over 10 years in the kitchen. It's quite an experience. Yeah, it's tough.
So you're a man of many skills, and if did the culinary ideas come in then from your family? If you were saying that earlier on that your father has a restaurant, is that correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. Well, yeah, I could say that could be what kind of led me towards that, on that path. But honestly, right now I'm not working in it, so maybe it wasn't for me. It was just to try it out. It was fun while it lasted, but now my next step is definitely, you know, Taekwondo. So I'll just open up a school, you know, and just really like give it my all.
Give us an idea of as a chef, what would be your favorite dish to prepare?
What my favorite dish? I would say maybe I like to make pasta. You know, I learned luckily in the restaurant, so I learned how to hand make the pasta. So I would say maybe ravioli, like a nice ravioli with you know, nice fresh tomato sauce would be. It's a classic dish. You know, you can't go wrong with that.
Okay, and as you do all this sparring and have competed so much, who has been your hardest competitor that you came up against?
Hardest competitor that I came up against. It's got to be between two, and most people probably know these two. It's either Matias Bustamante or Timothy Boss. These are two top competitors, right. There's been a few others, honestly. Maybe I'm forgetting their names, but at the moment, those two are top. They'll probably be the toughest competition.
Okay, so what's your weight category? Which weight do you fight under?
Minus 63 kilos.
Minus 63. What would that be deemed as? Lightweight?
That's lightweight. Yeah.
Lightweight.
Okay. Yes, sir. Lightweight. That's where I've always been, and I'm definitely probably not going to leave. You know, I would love to go to middleweight so I could eat a little more, but it's not good with my height. You know, if I maybe grow 3 more inches, I'm hoping on it. You know, if that happens, I'll go to middleweight. But for now, I'm staying in lightweight.
So would Vitaly be fighting in that same category as well?
Not that I know. I mean, at the moment, he's in minus 57 in micro.
Okay.
But you know, depends. He could decide tomorrow and go to lightweight. You know.
I've been watching Mr. Boss. He's been training a lot. I think in the last few weeks, I've been watching him doing some training, and I can understand why he's so good. But just looking at
right, yeah, he's just
training that he's doing that. Very
sure
impressive.
He wakes up and goes to sleep doing Taekwondo, so it makes sense. Why is he
Yeah.
so good?
You just get a drink, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I do the same.
Okay, so we mentioned some Mr. Boss there. So is there anybody out there that you would like to try and emulate? Who do you put out there on the pedestal for sparring that made you want to start sparring?
I would have to say David Kerr, either David Kerr or Master Barada now. Thomas Barada, someone I
Okay.
looked up to when growing up, for sure. He's someone I was like, whoa, trying to emulate, trying to figure some things out, here and
Yeah.
there. But I always say, it's not always best to just like strictly stick to one fighter or try and copy one specific fighter, because we're all slightly different.
Hmm.
I kick with my right leg high, and somebody else might not be able to do that same kick. So it's not always, it's good to look at many different fighters, and even outside of the ITF world, you can go to karate, look up these fighters that are just amazing, and you can grab something from here and there, put it all
Yeah.
together. And I feel like that's definitely what I was able to do. So I was able to see David Kerr,
Yeah.
Barada,
Yeah.
Kolove, all these people.
Uh-huh. And, well, you mentioned briefly there that you did the WACO championships as well. So
Right.
do you also train in kickboxing, or do you just specifically train in Taekwondo?
Specifically training Taekwondo. At the moment in New York, I haven't really found any locations that offer WACO. I'm
Okay.
sure they are. But
Mhm.
I'm mainly lazy to look for them. So we strictly we do ITF Taekwondo. But honestly, our instructor, Master Perlaza, our trainer, he's one of a kind. So training with him is more than enough. In comparison to, like, I wouldn't really have to search outside to like get the
Mhm.
kickboxing training I needed. Maybe if I wanted to train boxing, the hands a bit more, I would go out elsewhere. But for now, ITF training is it's pretty good so far.
So we've noticed maybe in the last 3 or 4 WACO championships that there seem to be quite a lot of ITF fighters that are coming back with the trophies.
Right, right.
Why do you think that is? If you train in WACO fighting, you'd expect to be coming back with the trophy. So why do you think that the ITF fighters are so good at competing in kickboxing competitions?
Hmm. That's a good question. If I'd have to answer that, it's probably only my opinion, but